In one of my days in court, I had a matter in the High Court in Edo State. So I read the case file. I was representing a defendant who happens to be a beverage company. So I looked at the claim of the claimant and I saw that what he was looking for, he couldn't possibly get it from the court. Yes, he had a distributorship relationship with my clients, and then he has been very troublesome according to what the sales managers reported. And they were like, okay, you know what, we don't want to do business with you again. Don't pay to us again. Go and buy from someone else. And he was hanging that no, our relationship must continue. I'm going to sue you to court and all of that. And he went to court. When I look at the case, I look at it that okay, court cannot force unwilling parties on each other. I cannot be compelled to do business with anybody. Even if there's an agreement that says that you cannot terminate a relationship until a certain period, you can terminate it, but the other party will be entitled to damages. But in a situation where it's a free market, you come to me, you buy, and I decide when I don't want to buy and move around, you cannot ask the court to compel them to do business with you. That's the general rule. So I approached this man and this lawyer. Well, I've looked at your claim. We're about to start trial. Why waste time? What you want from your pleadings is that you want to continue doing business with us. If you continue in court, you can't get that. Why not withdraw your claim? I will talk to my clients. We have a terms of settlement, and the relationship will continue. The man said, lawyer, you have spoken well, but you know, I've suspended money. Well, my client has suspended money as well. If you are listening, if you are trying to explore negotiation or talking, communicating, having a conversation before you file this matter, you won't have to even get to this stage at all. So in the spirit of amicable settlement, I'm giving you what you want. Why not let us have a terms of settlement, everybody withdrawing their claims before the court, and you continue. The man insisted that no, they have to pay him damages. Damages for what exactly? They asked you not to pay for goods, you paid for the goods, and they refunded your money almost immediately. So what else do you want? Damages? Yes, you have engaged a lawyer. Whose fault? They have also engaged a lawyer. I flew all the way from Lagos to Edo State. So that's the cost. Let both parties bear the cost. He said, no, we have to continue. They have to pay 5 million naira. I said, okay, let's continue. So that's just one of many cases where you approach counsel or parties for settlement. They assume that you are not strong. They assume that you can't fight. They assume that, you're afraid of litigation. No. But for business-oriented lawyer, we look at the time value of money. That instead of collecting 1.5 million and being in court for God knows, and you continue to pay, because the more you stay in court, the more we send a bill to the client to pay. And you just sitting down, collect 1 million, and in 3 sittings, you're done and you move on. Which one is preferable? To the client is better, and to us too is better. But some people just want to keep the case in court to show power, to show that, I want to have my days in court. I want them to know that I have a good lawyer. Do you know how that matter ended? In fact, that particular day, I asked, okay, let's continue with trial. Along the line, if you change your mind, the doors of settlements are always opened. So we continue. That particular day, I raised objection to some of these documents, and they had to ask for an adjournment. Asking for an adjournment, I have to ask the court for cost of the day. A cost of 50,000 naira was awarded that day against him. And the matter continues. Along the line, they have to change the judge. For like 3 years, we're on the matter. Eventually, the matter was concluded. The matter took about 5 years, was concluded. And his own claims were dismissed. He was angry, he went on appeal. A matter is still on appeal as we speak. Because it was even the CJ of Edo State that determined the matter. So it wasn't like maybe a shabby judgment. It was a very detailed judgment. He lost. Imagine if he had embraced the offer I made to him 5 years ago of party coming together and continue their relationship. Yes, sometimes some lawyers may encourage you, or even you seeing some cases, decided cases that, I have a good case, and then you want to have your day in court. It may not always end up the way you have projected it. It may not. You may have forgotten to look at some other angle. Remember that the person you are coming against will not fold their hands and be looking at you. They will file a defense. So if you can sit down and resolve a matter in 2-3 sittings, why waste the whole time in court? Recently, I went to the High Court to check on some of my cases. Because, since the court were moving, so you have to keep on following up to know where your case file is. And you can see clip. As you can see in this video clip, that is a courtroom. Those files are being handled by one judge. I took my time to look at the list that was even pasted on the notice board for a transferred case file. Because the Lagos State government have reshuffled the judges, so some will be moving to another court, some will retain their court, some will have to go with their files. Some will have to transfer some files to other judge that will be taking over the courtroom. And I took a video clip of this list. In this video that I'm showing you, that is the list of case files that are to be transferred to another judge. 312 case files. The judge still has so many other files. An average judge in Lagos State has an average of 500 cases to be attended to. So when you give a matter to a lawyer, I'll be wondering, lawyer, when is my case coming up? The matter is taking forever. That is the reason, because the judges have lots in their dockets. And they have to read everything. Judges are really trying, even magistrates. You go to court on the course list. The course list as the list of all matters that will be taken that day. Sometimes you have up to 70 cases, 60 cases per day. Tell me. So how many years do you think your matter will stay in court before they get to your turn? And everybody must be heard. But Lagos State is not, they are aware of all of this. They are aware that matters have been pending for a long time. They are aware that the judges are overworked. Hence the rules on pre-action protocol form. Pre-action protocol bundle comprises of all the efforts you have made to ensure that the matter is resolved amicably. You ought to have written a letter, the memorandum of claim or claim letter, as it is described in the rules. That claim letter will describe your claim, the claim you want to make in court, and your proposed terms of settlement to the defendant. And the defendant will have to react to it. Okay, I'm accepting this, I'm not accepting this. You exchange letters, you send mails, then you explore mediation, you explore other alternative forms of resolving issues, negotiation, arbitration, if it's the party's contract, to see how you can avoid just clogging and adding up to the judge's docket. But even at that, some people will still not embrace it. Why? Are you aware that if an offer is made to you and you reject it and insist on going to court, and in the long run you didn't win that case, or you get judgment for a lesser sum, you will be made to pay cost to the party that had made an offer to you before. Let's take, for instance, Party A has a claim against Party B, asking for a sum of 5 million naira, and Party B offered 2 million naira in full and final settlement of all the claim the Party A is making. And Party A said, no, I must have my day in court because I have a good case lawyer. Let's go to court. And you go to court. And in the long run, maybe some document, you don't have some document to even back up your claims, or for one reason or the other, the case didn't go in your favor. You will be made to pay cost in terms of to indemnify Party B, in terms of the money he has paid to lawyer, the transportation to courts, the other expenses he has incurred because you have insisted that action. Or even let's say the Party B had offered you 2 million in full and final settlement of your claim, and you rejected it, insisting on going on trial. And in the long run, you got judgment in the sum of 1 million naira. You will still be made, yes, you won, but for a lesser sum that you have been offered, maybe during when you were exchanging letters or when you have been referred to mediation. You will be made to pay cost to Party B for wasting the time. Because if you had accepted that 2 million he had offered you earlier, you would have saved everybody the stress. But because you insisted on going to court. If you don't know before, now you know. You can check Order 53, Rule 2 of the Civil Procedural Rules of Lagos State. Pre-Action Protocol Directive actually also says that if you insist on going to trial without exploring mediation or settlement or any kind of alternative dispute resolution, and you insist on going on trial, going to court, if you fail, if your action failed, you are going to pay a cost in the minimum of 100,000. So the party that won or the party whose offer was rejected can rely on this practice direction to ask for a cost of 100,000, or rely on the order of court, that's Order 53 Rule 2, to compute everything he has expended. And the court will look at it whether the amount being asked for is justifiable or is not justifiable. So it is at the discretion of the judge to award that cost. Why not determine your destiny by yourself? Lagos Multidoor Court House commenced settlement week on the 10th of August this year. And they are accepting briefs. They are accepting parties. They are allowing parties to work in, submit a form, submit your claim for free. If you have to pay a lawyer, it will not be as much as you're going to pay for litigation. In fact, when you come to mediation room, you can even talk by yourself without the aid of a lawyer. But I would not say you should not get a lawyer. Get a lawyer, but tell your lawyer, I want mediation. Your lawyer will help you put your papers together. Make use of this period of settlement week going on. You can submit your claim even online and displaying a number on the screen that you can call at the Lagos Multidoor Court House so that you can submit your case. You have a case that's been ongoing. Maybe you don't even have money. You don't even have money to engage a lawyer. This is your best time to try and resolve your matter. Approach the Lagos Multidoor Court. They are still accepting brief. The program is supposed to be from 10th of August to 13th of August, but they've extended it to the end of this month. So what are you waiting for? Run and go and embrace it. Go and resolve your matter. If you have not heard of mediation before, please pick your number, dial the number, and call them at the Multidoor Court House to see how you can submit your matter for settlement week. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Eunice Tolulope Olatunji. I'm a lawyer, a mediator, and a mediation advocate. So if you love this video, share it. Thank you. See you another time.